Have you ever wondered where the rich and diverse culture of Ukraine originated from? Let's embark on a journey back in time to the dawn of Ukraine, a land with a history as layered and complex as a finely crafted matryoshka doll. In the beginning, Ukraine was home to a myriad of tribes and civilizations. The Kymrians, a nomadic people, roamed the southern steppes until they were displaced by the Scythians. The Scythians, a warrior society known for their gold artifacts, held sway over the region for centuries. They were followed by the Goths, who left their mark with distinctive architectural styles. But the true cultural and historical foundation of Ukraine, and indeed of Belarus and Russia as well, was the establishment of Kyivan Rus. This federation of Slavic tribes, formed in the 9th century, was a beacon of Orthodox Christianity and a hub of trade and learning. It was during this period that Old East Slavic, the precursor to the Ukrainian language, was born. However, the golden age of Kyivan Rus was not destined to last. In the 13th century, the Mongols invaded, leading to the fragmentation of the region into several territories. The once united Kyivan Rus crumbled under the weight of the Mongol yoke. This marked a turning point in the history of Ukraine, setting the stage for centuries of foreign rule and territorial disputes. But even in the face of such adversity, the spirit of the Ukrainian people remained unbroken. They held on to their language, their customs, and their dream of autonomy. Over time, these elements would coalesce into the unique and vibrant culture we associate with Ukraine today. Thus began the tumultuous journey of this land, a journey filled with invasions, partitions, and constant struggles for autonomy. Yet, through it all, Ukraine has emerged as a nation with a rich cultural tapestry and a resilient spirit. This is just the beginning of our journey through the history of Ukraine. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the fascinating epochs that have shaped this country. So what happened when the Mongol Empire fell and left a power vacuum in Ukraine? Well, it's a fascinating tale of power shifts and cultural transformation. In the 14th century, Polish and Lithuanian forces started to gain control over the region, marking the beginning of a critical era in Ukraine's history. Gradually, most of Ukrainian lands fell under Polish administration. A significant shift formalized in the Union of Lublin in 1569. This union resulted in a period of Polonization, where Ukrainian culture, language and identity were suppressed. It was an era of cultural assimilation, where the Polish elite attempted to reshape Ukraine into a Polish mold. The Polish influence was not just limited to culture, but extended to the administrative and economic spheres too. Ukrainian nobility was gradually replaced by Polish lords, and serfdom became more oppressive. This period of intense Polonization, however, had unintended consequences. As the Polish grip tightened, the seeds of a rebellion were being sown. As the pressure of Polonization increased, who rose to the challenge to defend Ukraine's identity? The answer lies in a group of semi-military, semi-political communities known as the Cossacks. Emerging in the 15th and 16th centuries, the Cossacks were initially free men, adventurers, and outlaws on Ukraine's frontier, but they soon evolved into a force to be reckoned with. Their resilience and fighting spirit culminated in the establishment of the Cossack Hetmanate, a self-governed entity in the heart of Ukraine. The Hetmanate, led by a hetman or a military leader, was a beacon of Ukrainian individuality and resistance against foreign domination. A pivotal moment in the Hetmanate's history was the Khmelnytsky uprising. This was a Cossack rebellion led by Bohdan Khmelnytsky against Polish oppression. Fought from 1648 to 1654, this uprising was a desperate bid for freedom and self-determination. It was a testament to the Cossacks' indomitable spirit and their refusal to bow down to external pressure. However, the aftermath of the uprising saw a significant shift in Ukraine's history. The Treaty of Pereyaslav, signed in 1654, was intended as a military and political alliance between the Cossack Hetmanate and the Tsardom of Russia. But it led to the gradual incorporation of Ukraine into the Russian Empire. This incorporation marked the beginning of a period of Russification, where there were concerted attempts to suppress and replace Ukrainian culture. Ukrainian language, literature, and traditions were sidelined, and Russian influence was pervasive in all aspects of life. Yet the story of Ukraine is not one of defeat. Despite the odds, the flame of Ukrainian culture and identity refused to be extinguished. Ukrainians clung fiercely to their heritage, resisting Russification and keeping their cultural identity alive. The spirit of the Cossacks, their resilience and their thirst for freedom, lived on in the hearts of the Ukrainian people, shaping the nation's history and its future. How did the two world wars and subsequent Soviet rule impact Ukraine? This question takes us into a tumultuous era of Ukraine's history. During the First World War, Ukraine was a battleground for the Central and Allied powers, leading to devastating loss and destruction. Following the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk in 1918, Ukraine briefly declared independence before being swallowed up by the Soviet Union. The Second World War wreaked even more havoc on Ukraine. Occupied by Nazi Germany, Ukraine was a major front in the war, and its citizens suffered greatly. The Babi Yar massacre is a haunting example of the atrocities committed during this time, where over 30,000 Jews were executed in just 2 days. Post-war, Ukraine became a founding member of the United Nations as the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. However, this was far from a period of peace and prosperity. The Soviet regime brought with it a wave of oppressive policies, leading to one of the darkest chapters in Ukraine's history, the Holodomor. From 1932 to 1933, a man-made famine swept through Soviet Ukraine. Orchestrated by Stalin's regime, it was a brutal attempt to crush Ukraine's national spirit. The exact death toll remains unknown, but it's estimated that millions of Ukrainians perished during this horrific time. The Soviet era also saw environmental disaster strike in the form of the Chernobyl nuclear accident in 1986. The event not only caused immediate fatalities, but left a long-lasting impact on the health and environment of the region. Yet, through these dark times, the Ukrainian spirit remained unbroken. The desire for independence simmered beneath the surface, leading to a series of protests and civil resistance known as the Revolution on Granite in 1990. These events set the stage for Ukraine's declaration of independence in 1991, marking a significant turning point in its history. In the face of adversity, Ukraine persevered, leading to a pivotal moment in its history. As we delve into the next scene, we'll explore how Ukraine navigated its newfound independence and the challenges and triumphs of the modern era. So when did Ukraine finally attain its long-awaited independence? Let's journey back to the year 1991, a year of monumental change. The Soviet Union was dissolving, and amidst the chaos, Ukraine saw an opportunity. On August 24th, it declared its independence. The Ukrainian people celebrated, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation. But independence was not the end of their journey, but rather the beginning. The young nation faced numerous challenges. Economic hardships loomed large. The transition from a centrally planned economy to a market economy was anything but smooth. Inflation skyrocketed, industries crumbled, and unemployment surged. Yet resilient as ever, Ukraine persevered. Political instability was another issue. The power vacuum left by the disintegration of the Soviet Union led to a series of political crises. Power struggles, corruption scandals, and a revolving door of leadership plagued the country. The nation's democracy was in its infancy, and like any newborn, it was vulnerable and shaky. But the Ukrainian people stood firm, their resolve unbroken. And then, there were ongoing conflicts. The most notable among these is the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine. This crisis has tested the mettle of the Ukrainian people like nothing else. In the face of adversity, they have shown their resilience, their courage, and their unwavering love for their homeland. But amidst these struggles, Ukraine has also flourished. Its rich culture has thrived, with contributions to the arts, literature, and sports, making waves across the globe. Ukrainian artists have painted masterpieces, authors have penned thought-provoking works, and athletes have left spectators in awe. Through it all, Ukraine has remained a vibrant nation, its spirit unbroken, its culture undiluted. It's a testament to the resilience of the Ukrainian people, their unyielding spirit, and their rich cultural heritage. From the ashes of its tumultuous past, Ukraine has risen, a testament to its unyielding spirit and rich cultural heritage. What can we take away from the compelling history of Ukraine? From the first stirrings of civilization in the region to the formation of a distinct Ukrainian identity, the journey of Ukraine is a rich tapestry of struggle and triumph. We've seen the Polish and Lithuanian era, where Ukraine's cultural and political landscape was shaped by foreign powers. Then we delved into the Cossack Hetmanate and the Russian rule, periods marked by both resistance and assimilation. We moved forward through the World Wars and the Soviet era, times of immense upheaval and change, where Ukraine's resilience was tested time and again. Finally, we arrived at the birth of an independent Ukraine in the modern era, a period fraught with new challenges, but also brimming with potential. As we trace the history of Ukraine, we see a nation that, despite its trials, has never lost its identity, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.